All right, hola, what is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. We got ourselves another contender here. UEI sent us over this package, and it's going to be a probe set. So at this point, I've had a lot of requests, and we're trying to get through some of them, or as many as I can. And, you know, I'm not pushing you to buy any particular kit or brand in specifically, right? Let's just kind of go over them and, like I've done with other ones, review them, show how they work, and show you the pros and cons, and then you guys make that decision. All right, so this is basically their full kit here. You get pressure probes, you get the hygrometers, the temperature clamps, an outdoor air sensor, and a micron gauge. Almost forgot about that one. So you're gonna have your full set to do most of anything. I'm gonna figure out how they work right now. We're gonna show them a little bit up close. Also, a lot of these turn on via opening them. So the clamps turn on when you open the mouth or clamp it on something. And the hygrometers also when you take out the probe there. The only thing that has power buttons is the pressure probes, which come with a charging tee. We'll take a look at that right now. The micron gauge and the outdoor temperature sensor. So this one just hangs, has a magnet on it. All the other ones are auto on, auto off. So this one has the charging tee built in, which is really cool. That's one of my favorite things on one other brand that I'm currently using. This one, I thought it was way bigger in the pictures, but it is actually pretty on par with a couple of other brands. And then their feature here is that you can pivot this thing. So if you need to put it on a service port, and it doesn't have the clearance here, you can just kind of move this out of the way. So that's their selling point on this, like the unique feature on this one. You have that power button right there and an LED indicator up here. Also shows you low battery there as well. So like I said, way better in person. We'll see how it holds up. I think the battery comes out through the top. I will show that on screen. My daughter took the screwdriver I had here. The clamps actually are going to be my favorite thing from this set. Super thin profile, super small. And again, you open that clamp and you can see the LED indicator turns on. It is an auto on, auto off function. So when you put it away and it's completely closed, it turns off. When you open it and put it on a clamp, it's going to stay on. So that's kind of a cool feature. And I think this one is the most comfortable temperature clamp that I've ever tried. This is your wireless outside temperature sensor. Essentially, you have a magnet on the back so you can just hang it out and get your reading that way. So that goes there. These are the hygrometers. So this one has a lock button here. So when you have it out, it goes in a 90, and then you push the button and you can have it straight out. This one also has that auto off function, and then it locks into place. So you would need to push that button to close it. And I think these are magnets. Yeah, so you do have these two small but strong magnets right here on the back. Oh, I found, I guess, our indicators. We have red and blue dots here. I didn't think about that. I guess you would just stick those on somewhere. You do have a micron gauge in this kit as well. So this one you do have to turn it on. And you have your magnet on the back. If you need to hang it up or maybe secure it. Anyway, it's probably just because it's the same build. Those are probably just the same part, different internals, and I guess they kept the magnet on it, because on this one you do have your coupler that comes with a depressor on one side, and then the other side goes to your vacuum gauge here, and that is the micron gauge. So I mean, technically you wouldn't need the magnet unless you're like putting it away for the meantime until you actually put it back in the case. I don't know, but you have that option as well. So I'm excited to use this set here. It looked very different in the pictures, in my opinion. I thought they were going to be way bigger. So actually having them here in person, I'm excited to try them out and see how they do and how the app works. I kid you not, guys, I wear these things every single day. They are the most comfortable, long lasting, all, you know, work hours, after hours, weekends, no matter when I wear them, what I do in them. They are the most comfortable sweat-free socks that I've ever tried. And if you've seen my channel, you've seen me talk about it, the merino wool. It keeps you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Moisture wicking, it has these vents so that your feet don't get that nasty, sweaty feel at the end of the day. Great stuff, and it actually does work. So if you guys want a discount, you can always score big using the code reliablehvacr10. But right now, if you guys were on the fence, run to camelcitymail.com. I will leave a link down below. You can get up to 40% off right now during their Black Friday special. Like I said, if you've been on the fence, try them out. Those of you that regretted not buying more, now's your time to stock up. So thank you to Camel City Mill for always keeping me comfortable throughout the workday. And now I use the no-shows personally for my sneakers on the weekends. It's just, you know, they're that good. All right, and as far as the app, UEI does have their own app. You're gonna need the hub for this one, the UEI hub to be exact. And let's take a look at that really quick. All right, so I'm gonna turn on our pressure probe here. All right, so that's what the app looks like right there. Pretty straightforward, just red and blue. And then if we go to the toolbox, I guess you're supposed to drag this to one of the spots here, and then it just connects. So you can see battery and range. So now these two are hooked up and you got your probe and your reading there. So we're gonna go test this out really quick. I'm gonna go on some job sites, try them out, see where they fit, where they don't fit, if there's any issue with the fit, and see how the readings look, get our, you know, our superheat subcool type of deal and calculations. And if I get to work on a job site where we are doing a vacuum or anything, we'll take a look at that too, because you can also just slide over. You got your vacuum on this side over here. So it's an all-in-one app. You got the scale as well. I don't have the scale, and they do a ton of other tools. And you can also slide over to their air side and a few other things. So they have an all-in-one, like a lot of other brands. UEI, if you didn't know, because some people have told me they didn't know, UEI typically does those thermometers that I love, the fold-up thermometers that we stick into the duct. I use them in RTUs to get a delta or just check temperatures and stuff like that. Those are the ones that I prefer, and they've had a few others, but I use a lot of their temperature probes. Just the stick probes, the folding probes, nothing fancy. So this is my first go at their wireless probes, but like the pressure probes, hygrometers, temperature clamps, all that kind of stuff. And we're gonna see how does it hold up. I'm gonna see how the apps work and all that. And like I said, I'll just show that right now. All right, so I remember this one having a tight area to get up on the roof. So we're gonna take our little pouch. Veggie. There you go. Should be this one. Oof. Oh man. So we got ports here and one on this side. So right now it is 12:30. It's actually 11. Kick it out. See what that does. Turns on. Alright, we're gonna check for leaks after, but somebody messed this up. There's all this gunk in there. I need to label these probes. What probably happened is it's low on charge because we got a cold front. So I'm able to top it off for now, and then we'll do a quick leak search. We got our charging tee on these UEI probes. All right, weigh your tank before. It's a 30-pound tank. Alright, so what I like about some of these probes now, and it's really only a couple that don't do it, is you have this charging tee built in where you don't need this extra fitting on your probe. So what I can do is just hook up, close this valve, hook up directly. Always have a ball valve of some sort if your hose doesn't have one. I have this extra long hose that I like to use. And then we get that going, purge it, and then let it rip. And my range is pretty good on these UEI probes. I'm above the box, obviously, but there's a drop ceiling, and then I'm on the roof of an actual restaurant, so we're able to keep track. It helps if you're by the door hatch, but we're able to keep track. It's dropping from 60, it's down to 57. You can see our wet bulb is closer to 52, so we're gonna let it run a little bit and then see if we need to maybe add a little bit more and then kind of call it there. All right, so we're gonna start putting things away here. It's a little tight there. Here. So before it satisfies, I want to shut this off. And do a quick sweep. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to get any hits up here, surprisingly. But like I said, I'm not trying to mess with it too much and cause a bigger issue, cause a leak that's not there. Like I said, it could have just had a repair done and not charged fully. And we can close this one out. This right here, this thing completely broke off. So this equipment doesn't last. But what I can do is close this work order out if everything's in working order. We still got to leak check the evap. Let's get this back in. Make sure the time, now it's 12. All right, guys, so I just wanted to quickly show you a few calls with the pressure probes from UEI on a few systems to kind of see what they look like and how they work. So obviously every system is different. You're going to run into issues with a lot of different probes, and even sometimes just hooking up hoses, right? Sometimes they make it so difficult, especially on the refrigeration side, and they put the line sets in the ports facing each other, or facing, you know, one right up against another line set, or RTU, where you have lines going everywhere, and it's kind of a puzzle piece for you to hook up anything and get the panel back on. So every scenario is different. That's why I always have a backup analog, and I also have adapters of all sorts, including like this one right here, which is my core depressor for like the CoreMax fittings when I do vacuums, but also I keep it on this high side probe because it can not burn my hand if I ever find myself in an awkward port location and I can't get it off quickly. It does happen sometimes, and this safely, you know, depresses it, and you undo it, and it will not give you any refrigerant coming out when you disconnect. So I have that one. I have 45s, I have 90s, and I have these short hose adapters with a ball valve. I carry all different sorts of things just so I can use probes on every system that I come across. So just make sure you have what you need, and you can use any probe that you want. This is the UEI one up close, kind of showing you a little bit more. And then I'm gonna try to show it next to the JB and then the field piece. So not really much different. The charging T on the UEI is a little bit, or it takes up way less real estate than the JB, but the rest of the body is kind of similar. It just sticks out in certain spots, and it's a little bit wider here, but not by much. I mean, it's not much of a difference. And then obviously, if you want to compare it to the thinnest profile probe, you know, it's gonna look a lot different. Field piece has the thinnest, slimmest pressure probe, so just kind of wanted to do a comparison on sizing. These are the three that I have. The NAVAC ones were very chunky as well. Appion is a whole different shape. It's like a little phone screen type of deal. So all in all, I mean, I thought these were big to begin with, but I got really used to them. They fit in most places, and they fit in my tool bag. Using the UEI ones, I got used to them really quick. Like I said, you have that pivoting feature there if it needs to fit in a tight spot, where this without the fitting is supposed to go on straight, and you know, to get that much clearance is not easy either. So they all have their pros and cons, just like with the original ones, the field piece and Testo. Field piece had a much thinner probe, but it was a lot longer, right? So it took up more headspace, where the testos were a lot shorter, but they were a lot fatter. So all the probes have different sizing. It's just preference. So if you guys were looking into the UEI, I just kind of wanted to quickly show that the app does work, the UEI hub. Some people were asking me about that because they've tried it before and they were saying it crashed, it never worked, this and that. It does work. I had no issues with it. I'm on a new iPhone 16, newest software, downloaded it, and it worked right away. Didn't have any issues with it. And what I like about this kit is that it is affordable. So if you guys go to what I showed here, where you get the micron gauge, with which those things in themselves are very expensive, and the outdoor temp sensor, you have this whole kit for $880. You can use somebody's discount code like HVAC guy, uncensored, big picture. There's a bunch of guys that have their own discount code, and you can get up to 8% off. Survival is another one. So, you know, you take that into account. It's an $800 kit when you get a lot of what you need. And my favorite part is the clamps. I think those are really cool because they auto on and off. And they are the slimmest, I think the most ergonomic out of any that I've tried in different brands. So a lot of prices have gone up. So I just wanted to make you guys aware that you can get this whole kit for around 800 bucks. If you don't need the micron gauge and outdoor temp sensor, you can get it for 650 bucks, which is a pretty good deal for the clamps, the pressure probes, and the psychrometers. Or you can go bare minimum, which is what I use. I do use their psychrometers whenever I get a kit, but the clamps and the pressure probes can run you about 450 bucks. It's just an affordable option, and they've kind of been coming back into, or I've seen more of them recently because people are buying their meters. They have the EPC and the, I think it's called like, it's EPC and EDC or something like that. Like they have these $200 meters that you can get that basically do everything that you would need on a service call. So I've been eyeing those meters. They look really nice. And these right here are the best. I always buy more because I can never have enough of their pocket thermometers. These are the best, most reasonable, thought out probes that you can get. And these are just to check, like checking vents, checking in the duct, temp splits, all that kind of stuff. This one is one of the only ones that's on the cheaper end, because all it does is just read temperature. It doesn't do anything else. No infrared, none of that. It's just a pocket thermometer that can fold so that you don't rip your tool bag like I've done in the past with others, and you don't have any little cover or anything to deal with, a case or anything. It just folds up, puts away nicely, and it has a magnet on the back. So this is by far my favorite. And again, like I said, it's all preference. So just remember the prices I gave you earlier. If you go with JB, which is the one that I've started to really like myself, you're going to pay anywhere from $575 to 800 bucks, which if you go back to look at the difference, that's about $120, $130 difference. So if that, you know, if that's in your budget, that's why I'm saying those are nice, because they're affordable and you get like 2 extra tools in it. But also the field piece, it's gone up, it's gone down. I know they were 600 at one point, but now they start at 500 for your basic 2 clamp, 2 probe, 2 your full charge and air kit, which is about 800 bucks. So again, just, you know, look at the pricing, see what you like, pros and cons. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you check out the merch at reliablehvacr.net. You can get yourself some hats, some shirts, like this one here, Too Sweet, HVAC, a whole bunch of stuff. I still have arm sleeves in stock if you want to go pick those up. We're going to have stickers and sticker packs very soon. So like I said, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, and I'll see you guys.